When I started this garden, I was scared that maybe it was too late. We moved to this home in the middle of June, and in this area, the first frost comes around mid-October. So that gave us only 4 months. 4 months. This whole time, I was just thinking, what if it's too late? What if starting now is just a waste of time? And the thing is, this is a question that I've asked myself many times in my life. Not only when it comes to my garden. When I was 14, I was taking gymnastics classes after school. I knew I was never gonna be a pro or go to the Olympics. I just liked doing it. I practiced for several years in lower levels while getting told over and over again that I was too old for this. There were 5-year-olds that were already better than me. In the end, they convinced me, so I quit for good. I'm not telling you this because it was traumatic or anything like that. It was just the first time in my life when I felt like it was too late for me. Too old at 14. With every year that passes, this message just becomes louder. It's too late to start one thing or the other. Learning to dance, to make music, changing careers, starting a YouTube channel. I wish I could say that it never stopped me and I did it anyways. But the truth is that too many times I let myself believe it and gave up on things I wanted to do. So I just finished shaping the second bed. Ay, me faltó quitar esas hierbas. I thought I'd had time today to put the cardboard and mulch, but I'll have to leave that for another day. It's not super urgent. I think the urgent thing is just putting the seedlings in the ground. They need to be in the ground. Ya sembrar esas plantitas. When we moved here, I knew it was too late to plant many things. So I had to buy starts from a greenhouse instead of sowing my plants from seed. Soon would come the extreme heat of July and August, and my plants would have very little time to acclimate after being transplanted. And right after acclimating, they would have very little time to produce fruit before the frost. So yeah, it was a very late start, but this time I didn't care, and I did it anyway. We get taught from a very young age that things are only worth doing if you do them with excellence, to become an expert and make it into a career. Hobbies that we just do for the joy of it have no value, and they get pushed back to be our last priority. La primer calabaza lista para cosechar. This is the perfect size to pick the zucchini, because if I had let it grow a little bigger, then the flavor isn't as good. They get bitter and tough, and this is when they're their best. Y aquí hay otra. Esta me voy a esperar a mañana, que esté un poquito más grande. And I have my first harvest. This is a tiny jalapeno, but it's not gonna grow anymore because it's already ripe. So I got a bunch of these herbs. They're spreaders. It's oregano, sweet marjoram, mint, and lemon balm. And I know you're not supposed to plant them in your garden because they'll spread and you'll never get rid of them. But they're not heavy feeders, and I have very good soil. I want to try to use these as a green mulch. And I think I have enough organic matter that my plants, my actual crops will be fine. I don't need to try to get rid of them. I also got this sage and this basil that are in not great condition, but I'll still plant them and see what happens. So I started my garden too late, and you know what? I don't regret it. My harvests were not great, and other than that zucchini, my plants did not grow as healthy as I would have liked. But I had a harvest, and more importantly, I have a garden that makes me happy. And now I'd like to take this mindset into other aspects of my life. Start new hobbies, work on projects I feel passionate about, even if they don't produce anything tangible. To make music, even if I don't become a pro singer. Dance, even knowing that I won't become a ballerina. Make these videos, even if I end up posting them months after I recorded them. Some of you might have noticed that I'm publishing this video almost 3 months after I did all of that garden work, which is another thing that I was just thinking to myself that maybe it's too late to do this, but this is exactly why I'm doing this video. Because even if I'm working on it, I still get those fears and those thoughts that maybe I'm just wasting my time and it's too late already, so why bother? And it might sound counterintuitive, but something that has really helped me is to listen to that part of myself that is only trying to protect me from the feelings of disappointment and frustration if the project that I want to start doesn't work out. And after I allow myself to listen to those feelings, let them flow and stop bottling them, they become way less powerful. And this way I can look at things from a more centered and more clear perspective. And contrast the fear of starting something and failing versus the fear of never starting what I want to do, becoming stuck and bitter in a life that I don't want, and just looking back and regretting all the things I never did. And when I look at it that way, the answer is so clear. So if you're still here with me watching this video, I want to encourage you to start that project or that hobby that you've been neglecting for so long because you're afraid it might not be perfect. But even if it's not perfect, it is still worth it. And finally, I have a little announcement to make, which is that I'm opening a Patreon page. I know this particular channel in English is very new and it's still growing, but I have been making these videos in Spanish for quite a while. And recording and editing these videos takes a lot of time. And I would like to be able to make them more often. So with your help, I would be able to request less hours to be working at my job and spend those hours making these videos and giving back to you. I have always struggled asking for help, but it's another thing that I'm working on and that I'm trying to get over. So this is why I'm doing it. So thank you for all your support and all your kind comments. I wish you all the best harvests, and I'll see you on the next one.